Hey y'all. Okay, so I was talking to my sister slash editor, Jada. Shout outs to her. And I kind of was brainstorming about some stuff about the lockdown and everything like that. And I'll kind of do a little bit of updates in this video as well. But this is going to be our first episode of the Quarantine Chronicles. So basically what that means is while we're all quarantined and kind of locked down, kind of just come chat with you guys. I probably will be going live a little bit here and there. Probably not too often. I'm thinking about either going live tonight, like right after I upload this, or maybe tomorrow sometime. I don't want to make this too long because y'all know I hate editing. I'll probably just upload this bitch after editing it like this much. Um, but so I guess I'm gonna just chat with you guys while I'm kind of doing some other stuff. I have to process my aloe vera. Literally, I'm just chopping it up, gonna stack it in the freezer for later. A lot of you may or may not know the benefits of aloe vera. I don't think we'll get into that in this video. We might lightly touch on it. I also have some ginger root that I have to process as well. So I'm going to kind of be chatting with y'all while I do that stuff. I guess I'm doing laundry too, but that's neither here nor there. I did my hair for y'all today. It was supposed to be two, like, buns, but I don't know. I didn't part it correctly, so they're not as high. They were supposed to be sitting, like, up here, like, all, you know. But, you know, it is what it is. I still think it came out pretty cute. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So, I guess we're going to start with the topic of the lockdown itself. So basically it's just we're being quarantined because of the coronavirus, which is a sort of like flu, or a strain of the flu virus. And essentially the country has decided, due to the amount of deaths that have been kind of going on surrounding this, they are deciding to go ahead and quarantine us, literally nationwide. I believe it might be universal, like it might just, not universal, excuse me, international, but I'm not entirely sure, so don't let me get to lying. So that's pretty much why the lockdown is taking place. Right now we are having so next topic, in relation to that, we have a lot of shortages going on in supplies, like with water, toilet paper. Every store right now is out of toilet paper. That is ridiculous, I know. Every place is out of bleach. Every place is out of pretty much Lysol. Most cleaning supplies that you are looking for, or any supplies, what we're gonna call the Corona or the Rona starter pack. Go ahead, the Rona prevention starter pack. We definitely are pretty much out of everything. So I'm not really entirely sure like how this is going to go ahead and like lead out. But as an introvert, I really don't care as far as like the quarantine process, because essentially I'm usually in the house anyway. So this is not out of the norm. My birthday was yesterday, so we did have a really good time just kind of hanging out around the house. Pretty much doing what we usually do. Not too much out of the normal. We did get turned up a little bit, but besides that, we just kind of chilled. You know, it was a really nice, intimate evening with Mr. Vaughn, my little boo-boo. He made my day really, really special. He kind of just kicked it with me all day. I mean, obviously we live together, so we kick it every day. We've been kicking it every day since pretty much, well, I don't know. We've been dating for a while. So, it's been a long time since we haven't, like, talked every day. But since we pretty much, no, well, we were living together before we got the house. But, like, you know, obviously, we just see each other every day. That's my point. We see each other pretty much every day. Not pretty much every day. We see each other every day. And we have, since he's moved here to Michigan, which I think we'll kind of get more into that, like why we moved to Michigan, why he moved after I did, all that stuff, if you guys want. So if you guys want any of that, go ahead and drop that in the comments. I guess if I get a certain amount of comments, I'll drop that. We'll do a relationship tag. I've been kind of asked about that a couple of times by a couple of different people. I've just been kind of waiting on it because I don't really like the questions that they have. They're kind of corny. And although I'm not saying I'm not a corny individual, it's just, yeah. I guess I don't like the questions, so I haven't really, I've been putting that one off. But yeah, so back to what I was saying. So we did go ahead and kind of just kick it around the house per usual for my birthday. And we drank some, we smoked a little bit, had just a really good time, watched a movie, made dinner, came out delicious. And yeah, just kicked it, loved each other, and just enjoyed each other per usual. Well, I guess not per usual, but we do usually enjoy each other. But yeah, we just have fun. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. So there's a shortage in pretty much everything as far as the Rona starter pack. We had already stocked up on everything weeks prior, just simply because that's kind of how we are. We like to kind of plan ahead if we can. If we have the means to do so, we're definitely going to just have extra supplies, because you just never know. Like let's say you don't have the money or whatever, and you need some toilet paper or some dish soap or whatever. We just kind of like to not run out, essentially. So yeah, but according to the news and every social media platform known in existence at this time, it's talking about the lack of supplies that are going on. Like I said, toilet paper, or going around, excuse me. Like I said, like toilet paper, I'm talking everything, bleach, Lysol, meat, literally chicken and beef pretty much is gone. There's people have bought up all the rice and beans. Like it's kind of crazy. But at the same time, it's also kind of funny to see people kind of just, maybe I'm just not taking this as seriously as other people, because I'm looking behind this. To me, this is definitely a cover-up, and I kind of want to touch on this too. My belief, and you can call me a conspiracy theorist or whatever, but it's just a simple fact that our energies are upgrading. And I'm still a lot like new to some of the technical terms. So if there's anybody like that's watching and they have all the technical terms, go ahead, boo-boo, drop them in the comments. Correct me, because I know damn well I don't know all of it, especially not by heart right now. And I can't even begin to think of everything. But the energy shift in our world is upgrading, and we're moving from such a negative and nasty place, and we are upgrading, all of us as a whole. So it only makes sense for the opposite end, or the opposite, people working against the efforts to, or not just people, but the entities, let's say, that sounds a little bit better. The entities that are responsible and want us to basically stay in where we are on our energy levels, they're not really feeling it. So, I mean, I feel like the coronavirus right now is essentially to keep us from being around each other. Right now is the time that we need to kind of come together and start getting ready for this new upgrade. Some people may say like, oh, well, God's coming back, whatever you want to call it, the world's ending, whatever, the rapture, whatever. It's just, essentially, we're upgrading. We're returning to a positive, safe place. And obviously people that are benefiting, or not, excuse me, people, but entities, and I guess you can include people and entities, they're benefiting from this. So they don't want us to move forward and to upgrade, obviously, because it'll no longer benefit them. So that's my theory. If you like me to kind of go more into, what I think and how I think, drop that in the comments and we can kind of go over that. a little later or maybe in another video. Like I said, I do want to try and do this at least once a day, even whether it's maybe uploading and going live, or just going live or just uploading, whichever. So we just kind of see as it goes forward with this whole quarantine chronicles. Like I said, as of right now, I think they said something about like it'll be a mandatory like couple weeks. Like we're not required to stay in the house at this point. It's just recommended. And I'm only saying that for future references because I'm pretty sure this isn't gonna last forever. It may. I don't know. But you know, for future references, for us to look back and be like, oh snap, remember when Rona was out there? Y'all remember Rona? Because remember a couple years ago, it was swine flu. Before that, you know, it was this and that, it's the Ebola, the Black Plague, all that, you know. So essentially, it is what it is. It's always going to be something. Well, I'm not going to say that. It's not going to always be something because, like I said, we are upgrading. So we won't have to endure this kind of negative realm much longer, which is phenomenal, in my opinion. But yeah, so kind of touched on that. I guess the next topic that suggested was jobs refusing to close the doors. Basically, so since we are in quarantine, a lot of jobs, if they're able to, are having people work from home. I caregive for my grandparents at this time, and I have for a while, a little over a year now at this point. And there's no way for me to possibly do that at home. I mean, besides like canceling and scheduling appointments, there's nothing I can really do at home for my job. My school is closed, my campus is closed until April. It's currently March 19th. Like I said, my birthday was yesterday, the 18th, and the campus has officially been closed. And I think they're officially closing the campus to the public as of tomorrow, on the 20th. And then it'll be closed until April 13th. And then they'll kind of update us from there. They are expecting that everything will be fine and we're able to go back on campus. But we'll kind of get into that in a little bit too. So yeah, so outside of school, I mean, I can do my school. I already had one class online, which is my public speaking anyway. And my bio, they're switching that online, which is really easy because a lot of it was online mostly anyway, like minus our labs, obviously. But all of our assignments, it's like we practically sitting there for 2.5 hours just doing nothing. I mean, like we do stuff, obviously, like we do labs and we have like classwork and certain things that we have to do, like coursework. But as far as like anything that I can do in the class, I can essentially do it at home. Not to mention, I could just email the teacher. She's really, really good at emailing back and forth. So yeah, like I was saying, a lot of jobs are not allowing their employees to go ahead and just basically like go home for the 2 weeks. I believe I heard something or read something somewhere saying that people are getting like 2 weeks paid, something or another. I'll kind of have to look into that more and get back to y'all on that. But yeah, it's just kind of interesting to think that like these people have family members and loved ones and they just don't really care about you or yours. You know, like, and I don't know if I should touch on the topic right now because I'm not sure how comfortable Sis is with me kind of touching on that, which I'll probably have her on sometime this week if she's free. And we'll kind of talk about jobs and them not wanting to release people, or just in general not being courteous to their employees or the human condition. A lot of these places, they expect you to just be a robot. Like they expect you to put them first, and your position first. And if you were to kill over today, tonight, tomorrow, they're gonna be trying to fill your position right away. And that's one thing that I really, really don't like, and it does motivate me to essentially want to start my own businesses and go into employment for myself and my loved ones. Because at the end of the day, these big corporations not giving a damn about us, and we all knew it. They didn't give a damn about us before. So, I mean, it ain't nothing new, essentially. But, I don't know. It's just kind of like, it's getting old real fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not my grandmother. I'm not my great grandmother. I'm not none of these people. So the stuff that kind of like cut it for them and their generation, the stuff that they allowed to happen to them, is not what me and my generation is talking about. Therefore, thus and such, the generation after us are pretty much on the same kind of platform. Like, what y'all doing is not working for us. We on the up and up. Like, it's time for a total overhaul. Which, that's another thing that I was going to talk about. I think it isn't such a terrible thing that everybody's essentially being sent home and to work from home. If you think about it, that's a really huge upgrade, to not have to essentially leave your home if you have a sick child or things that you need to do at home. Like I said, if you have children, maybe you have some young children or children with disabilities, or you take care of family members, or whatever the case may be. Essentially, you can like live a life without having to, you know, give up too much of yourself for a job, you know, and you're in the comfort of your home. So, I mean, win-win there. Win-win. Sorry, cutting this aloe and it got stuck to my hand one time. But yeah, I mean, I guess I have quite a bit more that we can talk about, but I guess that's kind of it for this video. I'm already at like 16 minutes. No, what is it? Going on 17 minutes. And I'm probably going to upload it straight outside of doing like little bits of editing here and there. Just to add some like little clips, you know, the opening and the exit, or the outro, excuse me. But besides that, you know, it's really good. Oh, updates before I go. Okay, so I promised to upload basically a recap of my last semester, my fall semester, my first semester back for last year, or in 2019, excuse me. But some of my files got deleted. I got a new phone, and I don't have access to some of those old files for whatever reason. And essentially, like I said, some of it got deleted. So I do plan on at some point uploading like what I do have left, which I'm hoping it actually makes sense, because I don't know, like, it was so, what I have left is kind of all over the place. It's like it looks so spaced out, you know. So I'm trying to figure that out, and when I can potentially do that, I guess whenever I want to. I have a pretty lax schedule as of like, you know, within the next couple of days as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I guess I'll do what I can. And I know I've been saying that a lot of y'all are like, yeah, you know, you say that, you say you're going to upload and you don't. I know what I said. You don't have to tell me. Okay, because I was there. I was on the phone when I said it. Okay. But yeah, so I'm probably going to have some special guests for us coming up in the these quarantine chronicles. And just kind of touching bases on, I guess, probably do a couple of theory videos in amongst these. And when I say theory videos, just kind of talking to people and seeing what their theory is, and what they're really trying to hide in regards to this, and why we're being quarantined and stuff like that, outside of what the CDC is actually saying. You know, like, I want to hear what people's thoughts are, because like y'all already heard my thoughts, and I didn't really get all the way into it, but I did kind of touch briefly on my thoughts. I would show y'all this aloe vera, but some people are squeamish. So if you've never worked with aloe vera, but you've used the gel, you know the gel is kind of like savvy. So it's kind of like, it has a consistency of like phlegm. If you don't know what phlegm is, that's basically mucus or snot. I'm just using the technical terms. I know I'm trying my best to not be nasty about it. But it has like a gel type texture, but it's like sticky. So yeah, I'm like literally being tethered to the table here and there, as that's why you see me kind of struggling. But yeah, pushing 20. So, alright y'all, thanks for watching. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Or later today. Stay tuned. Wait. Have a good day. Drink lots of water.